Gotcha. Okay. This is something you may have told the story about this, but I've never phrased a question in this way. So I wanted to ask, out of all the time that you were around death row, whether it was 94, 95, 96, 2001, whenever it was, if you had to narrow it down to the craziest thing that you saw, if you had to pick one, what would you say that one thing would be?
The craziest thing that I saw around death row. It's kind of hard to say. I could tell you some things that were scary. I'll just tell you a few things that I saw. First thing was when Tupac was laying on the ground there and having a seizure when he, had drunk too much or smoked too much, one of the two, and he passed out. Suge kind of caught him before he hit the ground, but he was over there vomiting at the mouth. Uh, I think it was just from his system being clean because it was his first day out of prison and doing all that drinking and smoking. That was the situation that I always think of like, whoa, okay. Now I remember Suge looked at me right there and said, "Woo, all that money I almost spent, I almost lost that quick." Uh, Worst days, of course, is getting the phone call that Suge and Tupac had got shot, and that whole day, and that build up, that was a crazy. A lot of people I know y'all out there wanting to believe I had something to do with that. Y'all just don't know how that affected my life. Uh, think about that weekly, if not daily. Um, Especially back then. Uh, Good things that I saw would be like, and I know you asked for create one specific thing, but it's kind of hard just thinking off the top of my head. But man, I love the Mother Day events that Suge gave for mothers, single mothers was the goal. Even though a lot of the mothers wasn't single, they were our parents and stuff. But y'all just don't know the type of event that was put on. It was like a ball that he gave first class gifts to, uh, first class artists, and a first class meal in a first class location in Beverly Hills. Though events like that, I was able to attend about three, and the smile, the gratitude, and the location and the ball was tremendous. House of Blues, House of Blues performance with Tupac and Snoop. Still probably one of my best shows that I ever attended and saw, even though I was working like crazy that day. But that was a great event, a great event. Uh, Flying first class on a private plane and sleeping and going to sleep and waking up back in New York with Suge Michelet and the barber Ron Bilal coming from Paris. After going around shopping, that's where Suge bought me my first Cartier. I already had a presidential Rolex, but he bought me a Cartier when we was out in Paris and on Michelet video shoot. That was that was something to remember. Going out there, flying back on that plane, and being treated the way the people treated us on that plane, that private jet. Uh, Stuff like that, man. Uh, just being around. I didn't respect or understand the talent and the people who are around and the things. Going to a Super Bowl, sitting on the 50-yard line of a Super Bowl, watching in Miami. Uh, that was an experience. That particular weekend, watching crazy ass Luke throw a female in the audience, and right after that, a gunman trying to come up there and shoot him, and shoot somebody else and kill somebody else right in front of us. But me being smart enough to start getting everybody off the stage in time and get them back to the limos, where at the point of, as I was getting them all back in the limos right at the back door, the shooter ran in the car. Suge and Yo-Yo was in the back seat, and the shooter with his gun tried to jump in the car with Yo-Yo and Suge. And thank God I was there to yank him out, and he went running down the parking lot even further. There was some situations. There's some situations standing around outside the club in Paradise, and a dude walks in between our crowd, turns around, started busting on the pack with all the Suge homies, me, Big West, and his boy Diamond, and Suge. Only one got shot in that time was Big Diamond. Got shot in the leg. But seeing how me, Buntry, Neckbone, and Big Suge come rolling around in that Rolls Royce, and me, Buntry, and Neckbone chasing him down the alley, yeah, that situation. I call it fun. I was young and stupid and dumb and full of calm, I guess, but those were some days. Now thinking back on it, how we all could have got taken out that day, and luckily only one person got shot, and it was really somebody that wasn't with us. It was Big Diamond. But situations like that is what make me think of being around death row. Good times and bad times. And like I said, seeing the generosities, and I talk a lot of shit about Suge lately, but I can say I have more good stories than really bad stories about Suge. Lately, he's been vindictive and being saying things to be hurtful, and probably rightfully so. But if I'm keeping it real, nigga was a good nigga back then. Now you's a bitch, motherfucker. But you'd be better. You just mad. Peace. So we're going to come up with this program for you guys where we want all you up-and-coming rappers where y'all can pay $200 or a fee where y'all DM either me on IG or John, hopefully John, because he's going to be the one coordinating it, at bombfirsthotmail.com. So I'll say it again, bombfirsthotmail.com. This is a new program, y'all, where y'all can play y'all music. Y'all can come on. It can be a song with a sample in it. You DM John, he'll give you all the specifics. But you can come on, and we're going to give you a special day that we're going to play music on Bomb First, and you can rap a 2 to 3 minute song. Sing, rap, or whatever. The second part of the program is that you also can do. All of y'all always talking about, John always asking Reggie nice questions. All these soft questions. I got better questions for Reggie. So for a fee of $300, John may even let y'all do $250. I don't know. Y'all got to talk to John. But y'all DM him at bombfirst@hotmail.com. And for a nice fee, you can have 10 questions. Any questions you want. You're not going to be on camera. You're going to be like John. I may not even be on questions camera, depending on the date that we do it, how soon you want to do it. But we're going to give you the opportunity to ask 10 questions. We're going to put up the segments right after we do it. And you ask me those 10 questions, and I'll answer those 10 questions. Any topic. You can call me a fat pig. If that's how you want to spend your $300 for 10 questions, you can just call and say 10 crazy things to me. Ask me 10 crazy things. As long as it's within the YouTube and John's guidelines, we good. So, new program, me and John trying to give to the Bomb First family community or our haters, however you want to be.